So first of all, Anurag, congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So this is the first time you're working on a film that is not written. You have not, a script that you have not written. So what was that like for you?
It was quite kind of a refreshing, it's a very new experience because I had a writer with me all the time and I had material to take off from. So I would play with the material and my writer was there and she was generous enough to allow me to play with it and without ever leaving my side. So we were constantly, we'll take everything that she had written and try and, play with it more to bring out more nuances, to bring out things. And it was a nice, great collaborative effort. And I was happy that somebody had to do that job and I had another mind on it. It was beautiful.
What did you see in the script that you said that even though I haven't written before, I'm going to do this?
I think it's just a perspective. It's Tapsi's character, it's Rumi's character. And literally, only a woman could have written the script. And that's the magic of it, because we've often seen a man's perspective of love stories, and they always they're not very real, they're very aspirational, and they fit into the mold of the indie film industry. This was so close to how it is, and that's what I loved about it so much.
And when I first heard that Anurag Kashyap is doing a romantic comedy, I just wanted to know, how did that come about? Like, is that something you always, because that's not been your genre in the past?
No, I've always wanted to do a film on relationship. I did not see it as like a romantic comedy. I saw it as romance. And romance in a way that it is, as messy as it can be, as screwed up and as people, as indecisive as it was. Like you find it by the end of it. The whole entire film is not that. It's a journey, it's coming of age for the three characters.
Right. And it was interesting, I was talking to Tapsi and Vicky as well about this. They said your style of directing is very interesting, that you will not say cut, that you actually like their imperfections and you use that. So
and I like imperfection because people are imperfect. People have contradictions. I like contradictory characters. For me, it's very boring to find such young characters who have found the truth of life so early on in life. The rest of their lives are meaningless then.
Everybody says that the Anurag Kashyap method.
No, it's not the method. It's my own journey. I also try to find it. I think people who know what the world is and how it should be, they often are the antagonists and the villains. Because that's where they're coming from. Rest everybody is only trying to fight them to allow ourselves to breathe in and breathe out and to be us.
And this is Abhishek's first film after 2 years that he's taking a break and coming back. So can you talk about what was it about bringing him on board?
He brings in a kind of a gravity to the story that he has inherent in him. And I'm so happy that he just chose this film and he said yes to it and wanted to do it. And there's so much there in him that is unexplored.
Right.
And he allowed us to peep into him.
Yeah, interesting. And I was also asking them, like, how come the title in Canada is husband material? So they said this is a question you have to ask Anurag.
Yeah, because the connotation of husband material is what kind of describes the film. It describes us society. Husband material can be a title for only an Indian film. It can't be anywhere because, that's where people go bride shopping.
Yeah.
Or people go, they look for, and women sitting there groomed so that some kind of a expatriate Indian will come back and marry them and take them off. It's a thing of honor that somebody's relative is in US, in foreign country, amongst the farmers, among the people, the middle class people in Punjab, in a lot of India.
Yeah.
And it is that thing. Marriage is the biggest thing that the way they look at it. And within that, because this film is not about who is she going to choose, the film is about when is she going to decide.
Yeah.
It's not really about evaluation. It's about her. It's about her decision. It's about her indecisiveness. It's about her journey and arriving at a sense of self.
What I liked about it is it's interesting is she's a free-spirited girl and none of the guys in her life tell her that she has to change or adapt to anything.
I don't like that.
Yeah, so is that...
I didn't want to create characters that I personally would not want the world to be like. Because I don't want... You're dealing with a girl who's sexually active, but that's never underlined. That's never questioned or underlined. It's taken. It's given. It's given. She's sexually active, so what? So we don't discuss that. It's not even like I'm trying to throw it in people's faces.
Right.
The family doesn't look at her like that. When the family doesn't look at her like that, the audience won't look at her like that.
Right. Do you think films are changing, that they should change in terms of cinema and the angle that they're approaching?
I don't know. I think cinema is changing a lot in India. Even mainstream cinema is going through severe change. And there are things we need to address and we need to talk about.
Right. And how excited are you for this film to be shown at TIFF?
I'm very excited. This is my fourth film at TIFF.
Nice.
But this is like first time. This is this film's first ever screening,
Right.
and this is my first big film that's being screened at TIFF. So
That's
I'm
nice.
pretty excited.
And what's next for you?
I go back to my web series Netflix.
Thank you so much for the chat and wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.